Someone's got to be here for this.
I don't want to hear you eat a burrito, but
Well, if you're lucky.
it's not on the top of my list of things to do today. It was not listening to a burrito.
Now it is.
So replace burrito with hot dogs. Here's what I did yesterday, which is why I was not hungry at all today. I decided to, just because on a whim, run 12 miles, eat 12 hot dogs.
I saw that on your story.
And drink 12 beers.
I saw something about a hot dog and mayonnaise and mustard or something like that.
Yes, that's the way to do a hot dog.
I don't
Yes.
So
I
how do
wouldn't
you
be running.
feel
I'd
today?
have the runs if that happened. I'm like, I would not be running.
I did take note of any porta potties that were on trail,
Sure,
and
that's fair.
I was able to avoid using them. It was terrible. I was hurting. I run, but I don't ever run. I haven't run more than 10 miles in a decade, like since before my kids were born. So this was something. This was something to do to push my boundaries. And then with the added, glutton of eating a dozen hot dogs and drinking a dozen beers.
But my thing is, like, okay, so you did it, and you only had 12 hours, right? So that was kind of, so everything was 12 across the board. But, like, you didn't throw up at all?
I didn't throw up.
Wow, that's
not even
impressive.
12 times.
Dude, I was watching you. You were sending me, like, Eric sent me, like, 100 videos. I'm like, this
hot
looks
dog burps. Ugh.
terrible.
Okay, I was, yes, very gassy. Very gassy today.
How do you feel though today? Like, are you sore? Do you feel like shit? Good?
Yeah, I'm a little sore just because of the run.
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, I know this is probably going to be the extent of my hot dog talk. I don't want to talk about hot dogs for a month. Like
So
the rest
no
of the
hot dogs
summer.
for lunch tomorrow.
Like hot dogs for the summer are done. Like it can't happen.
I was posting hard to try to get a Coors Light like brand deal. They didn't bite. So we got like 2 more videos to go. So
Okay,
maybe
well, you never know. Maybe the magical hit then.
Yeah, right.
You talking about hot dogs reminds me of a story. I don't know if you want to tell this story or not, but it's if you guys either of you played golf, like, or been on a golf course at all, like, and like the main things, you have the cart girls and they have like the hot dogs you eat on a golf course that are always just horrible, like basically shit missiles, because you're like, you go through and you're like, oh God, these are disgusting. But you have to eat something while you're out there. So my cousin was playing golf with me, and we only got through about 9 holes after he had like a hot dog on the course. And we're driving around, and there's an Asian starter that is like kind of going around his cart. And he sees where the little bathroom is. So he runs down and goes, I got to go use this bathroom. And he runs to it, and he's trying to open the door, will not open. And he's panicked and everything. And the starter looks over and he goes, it's a rocked. And he goes, it's rocked? Unrock it! Unrock it! It's like, he's pulling on this thing for doing that. And I'm crying in the golf cart. But every time somebody says something about a hot dog, it's all I think about. That Asian guy, it's rocked.
It's rocked. Unrock it.
He's
I love that.
unrock it!
So you're both in Florida, correct?
No, we're actually in Pennsylvania.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're up our way.
Wow. Why did I think you were Florida?
Because you
We
see
just
us
like
there a lot.
Yeah, right. Huh. Well, we'll talk
'cause
about
we
why
like
I see you
Disney.
there a lot. Oh, okay. So you're Pennsylvania. So where in PA are you?
York.
Okay.
Okay.
So wait,
You're
how
like
far is
a-
that from Delaware?
Not too far. Honestly, like, we grew up in Maryland, and then
Oh,
we moved
shit.
to York, Pennsylvania. Like, for me, it was about 10 years ago, I want to say. And we had a beach house in Ocean City, so we would always
Okay.
drive, like, through Delaware to get there, because it was kind of
Sure.
like we went PA, Maryland, Delaware, Maryland, like that kind of like line to go. So not too far. I mean, like under 3 hours. I know that much.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So you must have a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that, but Southwest isn't great on that.
Well,
I did for a while because COVID gave me a lot of frequent flyer. All my business trips were canceled, and I transferred all into points. So
Oh yeah.
oh,
thank
yeah.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel silly. I wore my Jacksonville Jaguars T-shirt,
Womp,
and
womp, womp.
yeah.
Well, just pretend we're from Florida. It's cool.
yeah,
We
right.
spent
Now
a
the
lot
whole
of time in
thing's
Disney.
ruined.
We have a sister that lives in Florida. Our sister
Okay.
lives there. She lives in Tampa. So
All right.
yeah.
I'll tell you what. Like, I went to Florida. I guess it was probably about a month ago.
And you loved it. Just
So
kidding.
my in-laws live in Jacksonville, and we go every year. I love Disney World, I do, but I just can't stand Florida. There's just something about it that just makes me sad inherently, and like I feel like every time I go, the best part for me was getting to experience Cheerwine, and I know that it's not even like a Florida exclusive thing, but like so. How often do the two of you? I mean, I know your sister's out there, so and Disney World, obviously, but how often are you going out to Florida? Would you say?
More often to see Disney than our sister, and we love her. She's going to listen to this show.
Here's the deal. I haven't seen her once in Florida.
You son of a bitch.
We love you, Missy. She's going to listen to this. That's not a slight on her. I'm just saying, like, that's generally why we go to Florida, because we've always been doing that. She hasn't always lived in Florida.
Wasn't it like 3 months ago was the first time I've ever seen her in Florida?
I would say that to answer that question, I would say that Josh and I, it varies year to year. We aim to go at least 2 times for a full trip, like at least 2 times a year for a full length of stay trip. But then like this year, we went in May impromptu, and then we went again in June for like a couple days.
I'm usually like 4 to 5 times a year. If it's not
Josh
Disney,
cruises
it's a cruise.
so much.
It's usually maybe 6, I'd say, but I cruise a lot.
Yeah.
That's my deal.
Yeah. So as often as we can, if flights were cheaper, I'd be there way more often.
You know what
I
the funny thing
hate
is?
the flight cost. That's what
I
gets me.
drive most of the time from Pennsylvania to Florida. So I just drive down. I'm like, it's a nothing drive down 95.
That's
like,
great. That's
you
Greg's
couldn't get
cup of
lost
tea.
if you tried.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily like my cup of tea, but it is.
Oh,
just
it's your cup of tea.
significantly
You do it
cheaper.
every time.
Well, yeah, because it's cheaper and I like having a vehicle because if not, then I
Yeah.
have to rent a car.
Yep.
And I don't
And,
have
like,
to pack weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
packing
right.
is the big thing.
And especially with kids, it's like, all right, so like then I have to get a car seat and like run that through the airport. Like it's a lot easier. It's like, all right, let's just load up. I know I have to fill up the car twice.
Yeah.
And then we typically, when we didn't have kids, we would drive straight through. But our kids are 5 and 2, so we'll stop
That
in
ain't
like North
happening.
Carolina.
That ain't happening. You're stopping at Buc-ee's every
Yeah.
time. You
Oh
see
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah. We sure do. And there's a new Buc-ee's that opened in Georgia?
Yeah,
I think-
it's right. Yeah, it's right before the Florida line, I want to say.
Eric, have you been to Buc-ee's yet?
Never been
It's
to.
the best place to poop on 95. It's,
That is
it's the
fact.
greatest.
I'm not from
They got
experience,
the
but
toilet.
that is what I would imagine.
I'd rather like drop a load at Buc-ee's than anywhere, even in my own house. I'd save it to go there. Like if I
Okay.
have to leave. That's the thing.
What's the closest Buc-ee's to us right now, Greg?
Well,
Is
now
it,
didn't they just open one in Virginia?
Virginia.
I don't
it's
know.
the
Is
one.
it officially open yet? I
I
don't
Or
even know.
opening?
I don't know
believe
that it's
it
open
is.
yet.
Because I can hold a poop until it's open. Not
how would that
not
be
after-
hot dog fit?
not
Joe?
after the hot dog incident. I'm going to have to empty that one out. But if it opens within the next week, I think I can hold it.
They're going to
Alright,
turn
that's
into
fair.
chili dogs real quick.
Well, see, like our family always drove when we were kids because when we were younger, there was only 4 of us kids. There's 6 of us now. When we were younger, my dad would load up the van. He would drive through the night, and we were so used to that. Like that's what we always did was driving. Then as we got older, we
That
were like,
van was
okay,
terrifying.
Yes,
It's like we're
let's-
riding in an earthquake.
yes, let's fly. But I do say we did an episode about ways to get to Disney, and pretty much the main ways are driving or flying. I mean, some people can take the auto train if you want to spend that money. But our sisters were teasing us, going like, "Do you guys have a sponsorship with a car company we don't know about?" Because you pushed the idea of driving so hard in that episode. I said, "No, the idea was what are the benefits?" And obviously, the only benefit to flying is getting there faster. It's a big one, but it's the only one. Everything else comes from driving. Like you said, the packing is the big one for me. Having the freedom, like if the weather is something or timing, not having to race to the airport, not worrying about delays. It's so much more in your control. So yes, it takes longer, but like flying, that's the only benefit you get is it gets there fast.
Do you get those idiots that always say to you, they're like, well, it's you're more likely to get in a car accident than a plane crash. I go, I'm more likely to survive a car accident. If you go down in a plane, you're like,
You're
pretty
not
sure
gonna
it's like
survive that.
99% death.
Unless
I
you're
got that one guy.
Unless you're that one guy. Yeah.
One guy that just walked away from it. And he was just like, what's
He's like-
going on? Definitely
Sucks
just
for you guys.
He's got somebody else's arm on him. It's like, oh.
But honestly, though, like, so the thing that I like about, I mean, so my wife is a teacher, so the only time we can
Bless her.
vacation, we can only vacation over the summer, right? We get 3 months or spring break, so it's like busiest times is when we can really go anywhere because she doesn't get time off of
Yeah.
work. So then we were talking about doing Disney next year, but it's like then we have to fly because if not, then we're essentially losing 4 days because we're in the car, 2 going, 2 coming back. So we have to fly. But if not, we're driving. We talked about taking the train out of Wilmington, Delaware, and like, but that's still like 18 hours, you know, but you don't have to drive it.
You can get up and move around on a train. That's the nice thing, especially when you got kids, is that like
Is it Lorton, Virginia that has the auto train?
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's
so
what you drive your car on, and
like
then
it's still like 20 hours. You're like, I could have been here like 5 hours ago.
And it's expensive.
It is.
So
It's like
money.
$2,000 for those sleep cars. I'm like,
so
why don't I just fly first class?
Right.
I'd been to Disney when I was too cool for Disney. Must have been like 12 years old for my first time. And we went to Magic Kingdom and I was like, this isn't for me. I needed something cooler than that. So it was lost on me. But when I met my wife, she was always like, we need to go. We need to take the kids. Like, as much as possible. So she's advertising it. So like put together a PowerPoint presentation and she's like, well, this is why we have to do it this way. We have to stay in the park because you get to get in, an hour early. She knows all the tricks or whatever. She listens to probably your podcast to find these tricks out. I'll have to ask her.
If not, I'm leaving.
That might be Kat.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode.
Like and subscribe.
It's wildly uninformative.
That's true.
But she's like, and we don't even need a car because we'll be in the park. Like she told me all these reasons why it would save us so much money. No, it did not save us any money at all. We spent so much money that I told her we can't go back for 5 years. And then she said, and then her mom bought us cruise. We went on a cruise this February, which was pretty dope because we didn't have to pay for it. And it was amazing. Like which ship?
Just in which cruise line? Is it a Disney one?
A Disney cruise.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Disney's like it's still great. I'm like,
it was amazing. It was so amazing,
and you didn't have to pay,
and we didn't have to pay.
That's the better
which
part.
was like
super.
Sign me up for that, by the way.
I'll do that every time. But then she was like, my wife said, well, since we're not paying for the cruise, let's go a day early and then go into one of the parks. And I was like, damn it,
like,
all this money that we were saving, here it just goes.
By the way, that is wife math. By the way, it's like you save money, they find a way to spend it.
Yeah,
I could save it here, but we could also spend it on this. I'm like, or we can just put it in the bank.
Yeah, what is you have to spend more to get the free shipping? So you spend $100 to get a $5.99 shipping for free.
Look how much I
eraser.
saved. What's that? Kohl's. Kohl's is real good for they
Kohl's
just
cash
charge
Kohl's
everything, but then you get a 40% off discount.
It's always the same sale that's advertised 17 different ways. You're like, here, it's buy one gift 50% off. This one's like this one. You're like, isn't this the same sale or is it just me? You're like,
I think Kohl's, I could see them going bankrupt at some point soon here, which sucks because I used to love Kohl's. Like growing up, my wife used to work at Kohl's like when we first got married, and it was sweet because they would like let you stack promos.
Yeah.
So we would get a lot of good shit. Like we get our clothes for next to nothing. And then they were like, well, you can't use the 20 or 30% discount. It has to be on like Apartment 9 or whatever their brand is. You can't use it on like
those shirts
because they're like $9.
Yeah, they're like black little V-necks or something. I was like,
That's all I got.
That's my whole wardrobe.
But the one, at least like the ones here in Delaware, they're always empty anymore. Like but we always stop at one going down to Florida somewhere in Virginia. There's this little like shopping district we stop off at, and they have the cleanest bathrooms to shit in. So they might be up there with Buc-ee's. Just this
I don't know, man. That's a bold statement.
How far away is this one?
It's like right past DC.
You may not have to hold it a whole week.
I think I can make that one.
Well, but Eric, so like
most of the Kohl's, you can just go right on the floor in there. They won't.
Oh, they don't care. Or like the fitting
normal.
rooms, you just go right in the dressing room. But honestly, like Wawa has the shittiest bathrooms. They're always just rag.
Well, you know what, though? I prefer, even if their bathrooms are shitty, I prefer going to a 7-Eleven or going there
7-Eleven?
over like, no, I prefer going to a Wawa over like the Cumberland Farm or a 7-Eleven because I'm not familiar with their layout. Or sometimes like, here's a fear. This is a dumb fear. It terrifies me though. What if I go in there and say, "Excuse me, can I use your bathroom?" And he hands me a key, and I got to go outside for their bathroom.
To a giant block.
I'm done.
Been there.
I'm done. But like, what if I really got to go?
Dude, I had one where the bathroom was behind the person that was the checkout.
Oh no!
Literally, he's
I remember
here.
that story.
Bathroom is here, and it's it's horrible. It's a horrible story. It's like the bathroom is ginormous, and all it is a toilet. And I'm like, who they having a party here? And it's loud, like echoes off the wall. And I had to emergency stop at this bathroom, and I'm sweating, and I go, What if somebody said it's like nothing worse than having diarrhea in public than trying to have it quietly while somebody else is around? And I'm like, and I come out after this whole ordeal and I just look at the person and just give me this look like, and I go, I'm sorry, I didn't even buy anything. I just left. I was like, this is on you.
The shame would be too great to go and get a product and
Erase
then...
that tape.
I was never here. I'll tell you,
There
though,
goes
like,
the shit bandit.
I don't know why though. Like, there's something about do you remember the Barnes and Noble at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore? Yeah, right. And it was 18,000 stories, but they had good bathrooms, so we would always go to the aquarium, and I would go over there, and for whatever reason, always have diarrhea. In that Barnes and Noble
because you were excited for the books.
Yeah, apparently.
For whatever reason.
Well, apparently the aquarium gives you the run, so that's great.
Right. It was every time. And I just remember going in there and some little kid was like, "Oh, Dad, it smells like a pig died in here." And I'll never forget that.
Wait,
but,
you say every time a kid walks in and says that?
No, every
It's
time
like,
I
I had
had
bad
diarrhea.
seafood at the aquarium.
Oh my God.
You weren't eating the food that they were tossing to the penguins, were you?
I realized phrasing. That's like we were having rappers on who did kids music, and I kept saying we were having kid rappers on.
And say they're not children. They're rapping for children.
Okay, but I do have to ask. So we were talking. Well, first, I have to shout out Colton because I told him that you
Love
two were
him.
coming on, and he's awesome. But I was
He's
like,
so funny.
I don't want you to think we're cheating on you.
Yeah, he
I was
told
like,
us.
but actually, I asked Gina and Josh to come on before we talked to you. So, but he was like, I reached out to them and I told them.
He did. He's very sweet. He was like, said exactly that. He's like, they didn't want me to think they were cheating on me. And I was like, I can confirm that we made this plan a long time ago, so don't worry. I know
His
they love
videos
it.
crack me up.
He is
It's
very
always
funny.
something.
He's very
He's funny.
funny.
He's a character. I love him.
He has a very good like those videos are just so good and they're so relatable, and that's why I think they do so well is because they're just fucking funny.
Yeah.
And that's what we told, and that's kind of like when we reached out to him, we went through this period, Eric, 3 months ago, when we posted something about Disney, and we had a ton of like Disney-esque people.
Oh yeah, the
start
question
following.
was if you could spend 24 hours on one ride to get $1 million, which ride would it be?
Gina's people mover.
People mover.
100%.
And I think that's exactly what you said. I think you said
I
people
think it's
mover.
the safest one.
Yeah,
It is.
right.
And living with the land, I would think. that.
Sure.
You could do Carousel of Progress too. I'm sure you could do that one.
Maybe.
Well, and after we posted that, we got a ton. You know how like Instagram works, and the algorithm just latches onto something, and then that's what we became for a little while.
That's
but
why you gotta be careful what you like, and all your reels become something. You're like, uh-oh. Like my wife's sitting there. I'm like, I like one picture of some girl dancing in a bikini. Now it's everyone. I'm like,
Eric over here.
This
I'm
is
like, dude, have you been liking shit on our Instagram again? Because our algorithm is fucked up right now.
No, hear me out. When I open Instagram, if I was logged into the Daddies one and I click a link that takes me to Instagram, it does it through Daddies. So I'm not browsing through the Daddies one for anything other than Daddies purposes.
So I run I don't know how like the two of you handle the Instagram, but I do all the Instagramming and all of our social stuff. Gina, is that all you?
Gina does. I'm not allowed to look at the messages or anything.
That's not 100% true, but Josh pops
It's not
on the
not
story
true.
sometime, and I don't always go back and rewatch our story, and I only know because someone responds to whatever we did. I'm like,
I like
I
it
didn't
to
even
be
know
a
you were on the
surprise.
story. He'll just drop something in there, and I'm like, okay, but it's just too confusing if too many people are trying to answer the messages or acknowledge stuff.
Randomly, I'm singing a Disney song and playing guitar. Or
I
something.
do, yeah. I love those videos. They're so good. Yeah, so like that's how we are. We split it. Well, actually, we don't split it. Like I do all
I
of
don't do
the.
shit.
He'll just go on and like look to see if
I just text Greg, like he's my manager. I say, hey, can you post something, like post all this stuff and clip these videos together?
You're good at it.
I just
He is
tell
good
him
at
where he needs to go
That's
and
right.
needs to be. But anyway, so we had all these a bunch of like awesome, and I'll tell you, like the Disney group that started following us have been the nicest out of, like, sometimes we get people that just want to fucking argue and they want to fight and they want to just about everything. Like we posted a video about how you should put your shopping cart back when you're done with it, right? Like that's the right thing to do. And holy good God, did people on YouTube and Instagram eat our assholes alive.
I
Trigger
can't believe
warning, trigger
how
warning.
I can't believe how polarizing it is. Like I thought
that
it was
should-
just if you say, like, you might not do it in real life, but you should at least say that you put your shopping cart back.
Yeah.
Right. Or you
I
can just put your shopping cart back.
I saw it in the wild on Friday. I went to the farmer's market and I saw this guy and I was going to say something to him. And I said, it's not my job. Who's that? The cart narcs? It's the cart narcs
yeah,
job.
yeah, the cart
It's the cart
narcs, yeah.
narcs job to narc on people that don't do it.
So, but I also posted something, and I want to get your opinion because you're both, big on the Disney. What do you think a Disney adult is? This has been a conversation Eric and I have been having for a while.
And is it a derogatory term?
And yes, is it offensive, derogatory? What do we got?
I don't think it is. I'm like, it's not offensive. The Disney adult, I feel like the definition of Disney adult is somebody who's not afraid to still live out their inner child and to enjoy what they love. Most people are too tensed up and say like, well, I'm an adult now, I'm not supposed to like certain things. There's certain things when you grow up you're not supposed to like, but it's like you're not gonna sit around all day and watching SpongeBob, but it's like, even though some people do. I know enough people do, probably myself too, but I don't own up to it in public. But it's when you go through stuff like whether you like cartoons, like do you ever really stop liking like Disney animation? Do you really stop liking enjoying yourself and having fun or going on rides and things? That's basically what Disney adults go to parks. They enjoy being around things that make them smile. I actually did a video, I think, what was it, Gina, today that we put on YouTube. I'm like, it's not weird to be a Disney adult,
My take on it is that I think that much like, I'm going to give you an example, the word confidence. When someone tells you you're confident, is it an insult or a compliment? It really depends on who it's coming from. Because, for example, someone is like, wow, that person is so confident, like they feel so sure of themselves, and they're saying it like a compliment. And then somebody else looks at you and is like, oh, started your own podcast. Wow, you're pretty confident. And it's like, it sounds like you don't think I should be. Like, I don't know.
But I remember telling you that.
So I think that a Disney adult, it's the same way. Like, there's somebody who's going to say proud, like Josh and I will say, we're absolutely Disney adults. We're Disney for life. But somebody might say it to you like, oh, there go those Disney adults. And for me, a Disney adult is an adult that loves Disney. And so I liken it to like sports. People start playing sports, enjoying sports as a child, and then they continue liking them or playing them as adults. And it's not like anybody says that game, you're too old for that game, right?
Put down
and
a baseball loser. Yeah.
But people have a huge fandom over it and everything. They paint their faces. They spend all this money on tickets. Nobody cares. But Disney, that like you start as a child, or maybe you don't like until you're older. Some people don't like certain sports until they're older. I don't see why. I guess it's just because it's a Mickey Mouse operation that people think that it can't be enjoyed by adults. But like, when are you supposed to turn it off? Like, we've got to be adults to take our kids there anyway. They can't get there by themselves. But stop ruining people's lives by being complaining about other people being happy.
Why is it even taboo at all? Like, people are like, oh,
why do we need
adult.
less happy people in the world? Like, why hating on somebody else's happiness? Only unhappy people hate on what makes other people happy. I mean, we're not hurting anybody.
Well, I came from the comic book industry.
Same.
Okay, so I was at Comic-Cons all the time. Like people will pick on them, but not even as much as they'll pick on Disney. People's like, oh God, these adults that go to Disney. I'm like, I'm at Comic-Con with a full-grown man with a beard dressed like Sailor Moon. I'm like, nothing? Like nothing. This guy's like
fine.
getting embraced and high fives down the whole convention hall. And I'm like, oh, you go to Disney, it's weird. That guy might even tell you, you go to Disney, you're weird.
Well,
okay.
Do you ever think too, like it's a, especially like Disney World and Disneyland, obviously very expensive. Like we all know 100%. That. Do you ever think it's like I don't want to say like a jealousy thing, but like it's like you're a fucking Disney adult because like I can't afford to go. You know what I mean? So it's just like someone just feeling some sort of way about it.
To be honest, I can't afford to go most of the time. I just do it anyway, and I'm sticking those credit card companies.
Right.
I'm like, you just wait for my bankruptcy.
I think it's both. I think it's
Joke
both.
on you.
I think it depends on the person. I do think some people are just bitter. It's like a girl who's maybe not got a great body is hating on the girl who's wearing the cute dress and is just kind of like, she shouldn't be wearing that. It's like, well, can you not wear that? And that's why you're mad at her.
Put down the fork.
But the other aspect is I do think there are some people that just like don't get it. They've never experienced it. If they don't connect with it, they don't get like, I can't imagine sitting and being into tennis. I'm not mad at people that like tennis, but the idea of this for like isn't interesting to me. Watching golf on TV isn't interesting to me. But I know a lot of people love it and I'm not mad at them for it. So the idea that it's like people get mad at somebody for something they love, it's like, what do you care? How's it affecting your life? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of my take. Yeah, 100%. But I do think sometimes it's jealousy, but I think sometimes it's just a misunderstanding, or some people are just miserable about everything.
No,
Some people don't like it.
It's jealousy. It's basically that. It's jealousy.
But I think too, like, then these are the same people that are like, they talk shit on Disney World, but then they'll take their kids to like Hershey fucking Park when you're walking around with giant Twizzler, man. You know, what difference? Except obviously,
or floating
like
down the chocolate river.
Yeah, right. And obviously, like Disney World, I like a lot more than Hershey Park.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
but. I was going to Disney years ago, and I remember someone was like, "Ew, why would you go there? The spot to go is, you ready for this? Legoland." I was like, "Why the fuck would I go to Legoland?"
Well, I don't want to step on one of those things.
You should go barefoot.
Yeah, I've never been to Legoland, so Legoland, if you're listening,
We'd like you to sponsor.
Listen, it's like, would you rather? Would you rather walk across hot coals or a bunch of Legos?
Yeah, right.
What would you rather?
I mean, like, I don't think they're in
all
the
day.
same. They're in the same like category. You know, like
I'm just saying,
Legoland.
I'll take the coals.
Yeah, right.
What's the thing I saw? Did you guys see that? He's a mime, and I think he did one of those America's Got Talent things. He's got a presence on social media, but his thing is to inflict pain on himself and stay silent like a mime does. And the first thing I saw him do was they dumped a bucket of Legos out onto the hard floor, climb up on a ladder, and he jumped down, and he makes this grimacing face.
Is that talent? Is it a talent or is it a weird thing you like
America's
to do?
not talent.
Right. I don't know that I'd call it a talent. Not everything is a talent. Like, even a skill isn't always a talent. I know that sounds like contradictory, but it's like something you can do doesn't like imply it's a talent, like which is something other people wish they could do. I feel like that's the difference.
And I
Who
don't
was
think
that
anybody
one guy?
wishes that they could do that.
Who was the one guy that would be like, well, this is for all the juggalos and juggalettes, and then he would like jump onto like a card table and had like a microwave, a bunch of Legos, some thumbtacks, maybe a bunch of screws.
I was just talking to somebody about backyard wrestling,
That's
and that's basically what it
from,
is.
WWE.
I
It's like
know.
Mick Foley or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
They'll lay barbed wire down on a table and they'll jump and they break the table, and those guys are hardcore. I can't stand it. I don't want to
those
see
dumb
it.
people will actually die of something ridiculous, like they tripped and fell down the stairs. Like it'll be something dumb. It's like literally, I've just lit myself on fire. Fine.
You went through all that,
Yeah.
and this is what got you?
So the reason I was asking about the Disney adult, so I saw a post, and I think I made a video about it, but I guess something was closed, or I don't know if like one of the parking lots, like a lane was closed, and there was a sign or something, and there was a picture of a castle, and people were like fucking just all up in arms
I was
because
trying
it
to
was.
figure out
I
what you were
saw
talking
that
about in that
video,
video
yeah.
because it came in at that point, and I was like, "What sign is he talking about?" But I did see the video.
So yeah, so and apparently like people were bitching because it was like the wrong castle. It was, I guess, the castle from Disneyland and not the one from like who cares, right? Whatever.
There's no continuity here.
Yeah, right. It was fucked up. So like, but people were bitching, and then like someone said, "I don't understand why this is funny. Like, please explain it to me." Like, I'm 5, right? And then just immediately got destroyed. And I feel like that goes along with those negative people that are like super anti-Disney, that are just like hell-bent on or just people that are keyboard warriors or just trying to troll
Keyboard
people.
commandos.
Yep, that's it.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's not the common, or maybe it can't be the common
Not in the
denominator
Disney
for.
community.
Yeah, right.
I think that it's there's people that have been to Disney and people that like Disney, and then people that are in the Disney community. And I know that may sound strange that they're two different people, but like what we've experienced are the people that they love Disney. It's just a natural part of their life. They're in it because it makes them happy. Like, I barely go on my personal Instagram anymore ever since we started the podcast, because I feel like I go on there and it's like real life drama, and then I go on my Disney and it's just like fluffy and lovey, and I love it and it's awesome. But I do think there are some people that, and it's probably just a personality trait they have in real life, that they feel like they need to get clout or something from what they know. And one thing I'll tell you about Josh and I, we don't care that we don't know anything. That's a kind of our brand.
I'm
it's like,
unfazed.
we don't know. I mean, this is what we think we know. We're probably wrong. Fact check us later. But that's why I feel like I don't worry Josh and I will ever have haters because we're already too busy making fun of ourselves for anyone to ever say anything. We're like, what are you going to be mad that we gave you the wrong information? We told you it was probably wrong. What do you want from us? We're in our 40s. We don't remember everything.
I like that. I like that mindset.
That's our mindset. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's been our mindset since the beginning.
Yeah, that's
You
your
know?
fault for
Yeah.
listening to us.
Yeah, right. Sucks for you.
That's what we say. We're like, who needs facts when you have memories? Like, and Josh and I will debate sometimes. We're like, does that feel? He goes, that's how I believe it went down. So if
I
that's
can't
how
remember
trust
anything.
it-
I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you. Like most things, I've been to Disney a ton. I've experienced a ton of things. I know a lot. I don't remember a lot. And that's weird to say that, but I'm like, what? Gina will be like, remember this thing? I was like, oh yeah. Where was
Fever
that?
dream.
Yeah.
I remember it made me feel good. That's what I remember.
But yeah, it's like your first time. You're like, I remember it felt okay.
I don't remember the details. It's probably sad.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure I
I
was there. Not
I
blocked
wept.
that out.
I wept. I sent a card. I swear.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny though. So I went to like I was at my sleep doctor, and he was like, if you can't remember why you went into a room, that's bad. And I was like, well, then I guess I'm fucking dying because I do that all the time.
Same.
All the time.
How bad is that?
And
was like,
apparently, like,
how did I
that's not
get
the
here?
look. Yeah, that's not good.
My wife will
that-
look at me like I'm puzzled.
Or like you're at the store and you're like, I definitely needed something, but I can't remember what it is. Apparently, that short-term memory, not good.
I think that's 5G though. I really feel like you'll learn I'm a conspiracy theorist. I wear a tinfoil tiara on a lot of topics.
Tinfoil
We did
tiara.
not
Don't
go
get
to-
her started on the flat Earth or moon.
We
landing.
did not go to the moon. But anyway, okay. Well, remember when Nixon called the moon from a landline? But I can't get a phone call in the basement in 2025 without dropping signal. Oh, hello, moon. It's just me calling from the White House. What? I don't even want to hear it. Anyway, 5G radiation is killing all our short-term memory because I can remember stuff from a long time ago, pre-cell phone days, vividly. I can tell you a story. I'm like, and then you asked me what happened yesterday or why I walked in a room, and I'm like, it's like Men in Black. I think
It's
these
been a
little
better
devices are
existence
the
for me.
thing from Men in Black, and they're erasing all our memories. Like, that's what I
Because
think.
Gina can't call me out on things anymore. That's why it's better for me with the 5G.
Right.
Because I'm like, yes, she doesn't remember it.
Yes.
But, I
Hello,
mean,
moon.
even like, so like, how many episodes are you guys in on Bring Back the Magic now?
22.
22.
Do you remember episode 1?
Vaguely.
Like I don't.
I remember it was a train wreck.
I remember I was sitting in this chair. And also, I have tried to go back, though, and watch. But people always say to us, should I watch your episodes in order? And I always say, you don't have to, but we do callbacks. And also, I'd like to think we're getting better. So if you don't watch in order, we might randomly get worse. So if you're prepared for that, that's totally fine. But I did try and go back once and watch, and I was like, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So episode 1, was it super? Like our episode 1 was so cringy. I mean, it's
Well,
like.
I know you guys said you started off with mukbangs before mukbangs were a thing, and that you started eating at the end. And when you said don't go back and rewatch, I'm like, I won't, because I hate listening to people eat.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
glad. Like, so okay. We started doing mukbangs years and years
Before
ago.
it was a thing.
And we did it because I saw this really extremely girl post, and she was like, "Hey, I won a gaming laptop," and people gave her like $3,000.
Yeah, she said, put it in my GoFundMe. She said, buy me a gaming laptop because I want one. Here's my
Period.
GoFundMe link. And people were giving her money. And we were like, that's so dumb. Let's do it.
I called Eric.
But does she have to do anything?
No,
She didn't
no,
have
no,
to
no.
do
She just said, "I wanna
anything.
get it."
Oh,
Only
that's- yeah, but
fans.
she's
it was
a
only
woman.
laptop.
She's
It
a
Yeah,
woman.
was.
exactly. She was.
She's a
Only
woman. You
laptop.
could
I
say,
called-
give me money. If a guy, I got on there and said, hey, I could say I need gas to put in my car. I'm like, well, sorry, better beat me.
I mean,
Suck your girlfriend. Go
You
work
could
some
go
guy
fuck
behind the Wendy's
yourself
dumpster.
is what I
Yeah.
get.
Exactly.
So I called Eric and I said, dude, I have this idea. So Eric and I both work for the same organization. I was like, dude, like, let's make a GoFundMe where we tell people like, hey, we're working, we don't need this, but it would be cool if you gave us lunch money. And sure as shit, we were getting hundreds of dollars to just go eat fast food on camera. Like, we had our food funded for maybe 2-3 months.
Until you almost died.
Yeah,
we
both
did.
of us. So this one put on like
Right.
50 pounds.
I did.
Ah.
It was not
and I ended
okay.
up in the hospital in septic shock. It was fucking gnarly,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we ate a lot of food.
It was fun.
We ate a lot of food.
Oh God.
But then we were like, well, let's do a callback to that in the podcast. We were like, when we first started, we were like, let's
Audio
not
only.
do audio only. They're like, video, that's stupid. Let's only do audio.
True podcast.
Yes, right. And then we're like, you know what'd be cool? Let's eat a bunch of like
Hard
ethnic
candy.
snacks. Yeah, hard candies at the end of the episode. So like,
So I would go to like the Chinese market and eat, I would just grab the most random looking candies, things that I would never buy normally, and I would try them, and I would buy them, and we would try them at the end of the show, and we would like
sucking on this
review
hard
them.
ball.
We would go, tastes like a lemon head. I wish you guys could see this.
And that
Wasn't
was
there
good.
something with Daniel Craig eating spaghetti or something I heard on some episode? I'd have come through the computer and punched him in the face. Like,
It's
I'd be
funny
like,
because that's what I told Eric when Eric was like, "Hey, we were interviewing the Pop-Ups, who they're a band who they do children's music, and Eric was like, do you think that it's cool if I like eat this burrito while we're doing the episode? I said, if you eat that burrito during this episode, I'm gonna hit end. I'm gonna not record.
I didn't really try. I just was really hungry.
But yeah, then I was like, Daniel Craig is Daniel Craig. He's fucking James Bond, and people were hell bent on like, they're like, fuck this show because this dude is eating spaghetti into the microphone while they're recording the episode. Like, people don't want to hear you eat.
How are mukbangs popular?
Well, because those people are looking for mukbang.
See, I'm one of those people that have that kind of auditory
misophonia.
Misophonia. Like, it's like I can't hear people chew loud at me because I'm like this. I've learned to deal with it as being a parent and a husband and all this stuff because I'm sure I do enough irritating stuff, but I'm trying to get better. But it is like if I had to sit there, I'd be like, I'm plotting that person's death the entire time. Like, I'm like, I could kill you. Like,
But I will
hope a
tell
lightning
you,
bolt hits him.
I've had to start watching mukbangs and stuff like that, ASMR eating videos, because I have such bad misophonia that I realize I can't make someone else change how they eat. Like, that's just how they eat. I have more ability to work on programming myself to not be bothered by it. So my siblings can't get over the fact that I'll be sitting there and I'm cringing the whole time. But I'm like, if I can just this is my walking on hot coals, guys. This is my version of that. Is I'm like, okay, I can meditate my way through this, and then the next time, I
but you'll
counter it, I'll
whisper
be
into the
better off.
microphone, like on our bonus content on Spotify. Like, our Spotify content is all audio. Like,
we don't,
all of our YouTube stuff is the video stuff. So I'm like, when we do that, Gina will be like sitting there, chicken parm. Like, and I go, why are you saying? Because it had something to do where we ate the one night, but it became a catch thing for
we
our
have a T-shirt
that says chicken parm. And I go, I'm like, how do we get here?
I don't know.
Honestly, how does this stuff happen?
Isn't it fascinating though? Like, well, one, so speaking of mukbangs, before I lose this train of thought because short-term memory loss or whatever, but when we were coming back from Florida, we had this hotel, and I've never really watched mukbangs before. So my wife was in the bed with our two kids, and I slept on this little shitty couch, and I just feel tapping on my shoulder, and I had my AirPods in, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't watching anything. And she's like, what are you doing on your phone? I was watching, have you ever seen that guy that's like, mood, and he'll mukbang, he's like, I'm just eating a little snack, and it's 18 Papa John's pizzas,
What?
13 orders of wings. It's great. I'll send it
He
to
must
you.
have a
Don't.
tapeworm.
Don't.
How do you
I'll
make
send it
it that much?
Save it.
But
I'm
but
glad
he was,
Gina told me what mukbangs were. I'm like, I go, because I thought it was something you search on Pornhub. And I was like, what did you
I
get
believe
it
that's a
on? I go,
cuckbang.
They used to,
That's
yeah, I go,
that's
I'm like, what? And she's like, you're on the Daddies podcast. I'm like, wait a minute, what kind of podcast
Okay.
is this?
I'm so glad
What are they
you said-
banging? What is
I'm
this?
so glad you said that. So when we'll have some people on, and they're like, okay, this is a lot different than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, these kind of daddies.
Yeah, these kind. So we were like, oh, we thought this was Daddies, the podcast, or we had someone we did an episode, and someone was like, ew, why the fuck Daddies? What the fuck is that? Why?
Oh
are you
yeah,
on
we
that
had
show?
posted a clip with them, and their fans were like, "What,
And
daddies?" They were hating on us.
Let's
but
just agree the world has ruined the word daddy.
It sucks because
Okay,
I still
my
call
daughter-
my dad daddy, and so it
my-
freaks me out now.
It's weird for me hearing it. But yeah, it's my daughter hates it. She's like, I don't call you that. You're my father. And I'm like, okay.
What is it? Not
easy.
if there's a fire. Is that stepbrother not going to call him Daddy?
Not even a fire.
But It's weird though, because like when I'll reach out to people, like I have to kind of explain what our show is about. Like I know when we first started and I didn't have our like message that I would send people, they would say, who did I reach out to? Fucking Jenna Hayes, who is a porn star, and this was like early on.
Oh, who?
She's,
Who?
Never heard of her.
And she said, you know what though? Kudos to her. She said 2 words. She said, "Not interested." And I said, I would rather you though say that instead
Fair.
of not responding.
First time you said no.
Yeah. She said not interested, and I think she said when I look back on that, I think she said not interested because she thought our show was something else. You know, and so then I used that as a way to say, okay, how can I refine this message to kind of talk about what we are? And our show has always been more of the hangout setting. We want to get to know whoever's coming on and let's just shoot the shit for, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, and just talk about shit that we all want to talk about.
Yeah.
We tried the scripted format and it was not for us. Like, it
fed more into that
sucked.
cringy category.
Yeah. I think if you like, especially when you have a relationship with somebody prior to the podcast, it's like being yourself is the easiest thing to be. And we decided early on, like, first of all, we would call each other out if we were being anything other than ourselves. I mean, you'd see it all over my face. If Josh was trying to be like podcast Josh, I'd be like, what is that? What is that you're doing? Gross. And our siblings the same way. So we just decided early on, we're like, we're not going to be everybody's flavor of Kool-Aid. Like, we're not trying to actively be, controversial or like anything like that. We're definitely not, I don't think. But we were like, okay, this is just who we are. We're just going to be us hanging out. We want our listeners to feel like they're just hanging out with two friends that talk Disney. And that was really the whole segue, was Josh and I sit and talk Disney all the time anyway. So it was like, let's stick a mic in there and just see if anybody actually listens. And we're still stunned by the amount of people.
Well, it's funny because people ask, what's your process? I go, if you only knew when Gina and I get together, like, we just ask one question. We go, when are we recording? We're like, okay, tomorrow. And then when she gets here, we're like, what's this one about?
Right.
We're like,
I still
okay.
don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
Then,
we're doing 2. I only know one of them's about.
So we get there, we start recording, and I'm like, okay, Gina, we're going to talk about this subject. Do the cold open. And she'll come up. She's brilliant when it comes to that. She'll be like, oh, we're talking this and make something funny. I'm like,
not always.
And then you
Some
see
of
me
them are pretty
surprised
dry.
every time. You'll see it fade back to me as I introduce myself, and I'm kind of like, where did she get that? But we'll go through, and I'm like, how are we talking? We had no idea what we were going to say, and then we run overtime every time now. I'm like, how do we not have an idea and still talk for an hour and 15
that
minutes?
happened last time we recorded. Josh goes, we're just going to do 1 episode, and then we're going to do some short form content. We're going to try that. I go, okay. And so we recorded the 1 episode, and then we go into like the next thing, and he goes, actually, I think let's just do an episode. I'm like, what about? He's like, this. I'm like, okay.
It's literally,
so
I was
whenever
like,
we go on other shows and they're like, talk about, editing and things. And we're like, that's what real podcasts do, I guess. But Josh and I are like, start to finish, 1 take. We don't
Spoiler alert.
anything else.
Spoiler alert. Whatever you see on there, it's
That's
a one-shot take.
It's a 1 shot. We don't cut anything out.
Entire thing.
Much to others' dismay, perhaps. I don't know.
It's one thing. We do the clipping stuff, and we'll run it through a program to clip up the stuff and put it one over the other and everything in like subtitles.
For socials.
But that's it. I'm like, we don't go and do any of that stuff. The actual podcast you see online, the one you hear, is a one-shot podcast, no editing.
Prep is not our thing. Facts, research.
Well,
these are new terms for us.
we learned that early on when we were trying to do our scripts, and I would have ChatGPT like run a bunch of questions for me. And then we would expect those questions. All right, well, this question should be like 5 to 6 minutes. And then it would be like, you get a no response. It's like, motherfucker, like that was supposed to be 5 to 6 minutes. So
one of these?
Yeah, right. Now I don't know what to do. And then we realized though, those episodes were significantly shorter than when a perfect example we had on Ben, who, do you remember, dude, you're getting Adele. You remember those Adele commercials?
Yeah.
So we had him on, Ben Armstrong? Is that Kurt?
I think that was the guy that landed on the moon. Or so they say.
Ben.
Neil.
We had Ben on. And then, like, I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Neither of them did.
Like, what we're going to talk about for an hour, right? Like, what are we
Yeah.
going to... And we were like, we know he's the Dell guy. But then, like, it ended up being, like, he has this this program that he started for like mental health for dudes called the Dude Dojo. And it's like shit like that is cool, but we wouldn't have found that out if we were like
scripted.
So tell us about the Dell commercial, which we obviously talked about because like he got busted in a kilt, like with nothing on underneath. And then
That's how you wear a kilt, by
that's
the way.
how
That's the only proper,
that's
the only proper way to wear them.
And that's what he said he was doing for his girlfriend. He said was Irish at the time. And when the police busted him, then the catchphrase went from dude, you're getting a Dell to dude, you're getting a cell. And like that was like
how did they discover this though? Was he like high up and someone looked up? Like how did it come about?
Did Marilyn Monroe himself
he was
in the middle of the street?
He was in New York.
He was carrying a leaf blower
He
on a selfie stick.
So evidently, yeah, he was in New York and he had the feds were following this dude on a bike who was delivering the weed to him.
He wasn't arrested for the kilt. He just was wearing a kilt.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, we were wildly off base.
We were
thought
totally-
His girlfriend was on the way over, but then apparently when they threw him in the cell, he just still had the kilt on with nothing
that's
underneath.
funny.
Oh, I was gonna say because I'm like I didn't know not wearing underwear under a kilt was a
That's where I thought this was going. I was like,
I'm like
dang,
I don't
bro.
wear drawers in general. I was like, so I'm like,
right.
I go, oh, lock me up.
But like and so I mean same we had on Eric, who was it, the Dad Bod veteran, John Wellington, and super funny guy, but like we didn't know much about him, so we're like, what are we going to talk about? And then it just kind of clicked. And I think to your point, Josh, it just clicks, and then Gina,
organic is always better. And it's funny because like with us, it's like you're on here, and did you think you'd be talking about Bucky's bathroom?
That's what I was going to say. And then you learned all about where Josh likes to poop. But honestly, that's why, like, people ask what our favorite episodes are. And my favorite episodes are our bonus content ones on Spotify, which are the ones that we've done with our friends in Disney, because they're not like Disney guests. They're just our friends, and there's no plan to it. There's nothing. We're just sitting around chatting. And it's so fun because it gives that same vibe of like, we're just friends sitting around. There's no like layout to it or anything. And that's why Josh and I have always been hesitant about having any kind of guests yet. And that's why we're doing a different kind of event upcoming where we can have guests, just because we're like, I don't want to put the pressure on the other person of like being the guest sometimes, because Josh and I can be a lot. Like we can be a lot. And so fighting to get a word in,
we know.
or like, we know this about ourselves.
Like, shut up.
I always say I'm not your cup of tea. I'm a glass of champagne. So get ready for all the bubbles because it's all coming at you. And so
I'm more like a cold cup of coffee.
Yeah, to make you poop.
A cold cup.
I'll tell you though,
Buc-ee's.
like we only really do guest episodes now. Like that's kind of our thing. Like I can't remember I got lice back in May, and we shot an episode because we thought it would be funny with my shaved head.
I saw that heading on one of my goes. Does that say lice?
Well, you guys are like almost 80 episodes now, right? Yeah, you're like 70 some episodes.
I think we hit 81. I think this will be 82.
Yeah.
This episode will be
Sounds
82.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, you're still in our shitty, what is it, first 100?
In the first 100 episodes.
The first
suck
100 will
ass.
be garbage.
I'm like, great. We only got another 80 episodes basically to go before we're actually okay.
And so, like, I don't know. It's one of those things, though, where, like, I think these episodes, like the guest episodes, and we get to talk to, like, some really cool people that I never thought that I would get to shoot the shit with, you know? Like, here we are all hanging out right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, a year ago, or maybe a little bit more, like, never thought we would be doing this, because if we honestly kept doing the scripted thing, we wouldn't have, like, I think the show would have probably ended, honestly, like, or it would have been Eric and I still just, you know.
Wait, dude, it was like it was probably like episode 8, and we were like, oh my God, I think we're out of things to talk about.
Because we used to do one topic.
In the whole world.
Like, there's only 8 things. So that's it.
Yeah.
We're
then
not-
we're done.
We're not, we never claimed to be very bright or creative.
We didn't not only get to our first 100, we didn't get to 10.
You didn't get, sorry, guys.
Nailed it.
We
Josh.
just dropped to 0. Forget it.
But have you ever had any of those episodes where, like, after you film it, you're like, man, that was a fucking stinker? You know, like
I
that.
think that every time. I honestly do. Like, and then I go and I watch it and I'm pleasantly surprised, because I think in the moment, because we're not doing a show to me and Josh. Like, we know we are, but we're not like, okay, this is our show and this is our format and like whatever. We're just sitting across from each other talking, that it's kind of hard to be that confident about that Josh and I just talking is that interesting. So sometimes you might go, you know what, that was really fun. I like the ones where we're laughing hysterically.
That's what I was going to say. My fare is a nonsensical, like, I'm just laughing and
people
she's
tell
laughing.
us that's their. I told him I made a whole highlight reel that says, what is Bring Back the Magic? And it's not one clip about us talking about Disney, I don't think. It's just us laughing the whole entire time. It's 18 clips of us laughing.
For me, it's that threatening to fight Gina.
Yeah, I was like, that's us. So it is hard in the moment when I'm sitting across my brother, be like, yeah, nailed it. Like, I never feel that way when we're done. Like, I might say that was fun for us, but I don't know how it's going to fly.
We'll both call ourselves out on something stupid.
The best news is the first person to watch the show other than us is our mom, and she always tells us it's good. So that she must be.
My mom says I'm cool.
So it has to be good.
I mean, God, guys, she's totally unbiased. So she says,
she goes,
good.
if I wasn't your mother, I'd watch this. And I go, okay. You
She
appeal
does
to the 80-year-old
She
group.
does. She's like, I know I love it, but it's not just because I'm your mom. I think it's great. She tells every single person she knows about it, all 5 of them. So she is very, very, very proud of us. But yeah, I think that when I go back and watch it, I am happy with it usually. But something like this last episode we just did was very not our usual thing because Josh had this book and it was a lot of Josh reading the book. And I was like, this doesn't...
very badly reading, too.
Yeah.
You ever, like, lighting's weird and you're kind of stuttering over words? I'm like, this is terrible. I'm reading going, I want to turn this off.
But I did hear people go, that's not your usual thing. And I'm like, yeah, but we try things. Like, we try things because the beauty is it's just me and Josh being me and Josh. So if it fits with the idea of this is me and Josh, that's all we have to go for. So we don't have any sponsors or anything yet. But I say it's almost like the one benefit, the only benefit to that is we can do whatever we want right now. We're not in any parameters of having to answer
like
to someone.
Trojan or something. Be like, here, protect from people like this having children.
That's what you said, Geico. Like, we should be insured.
But honestly, like that's how we feel too. It's like, oh, we can do whatever we want, and we don't have to worry about anyone telling us.
We can have as many stinker episodes as we want.
Exactly.
We could.
No pressure.
We can eat on camera if we'd like.
We
right,
could
Greg?
eat on camera, but well, I think it was like my we had on Bill Sherman, who did the music for Hamilton and Juliet. And that's part of the reason why we were out in New York was seeing Anne Juliet. Shout out Bill Sherman, dude. Fucking awesome. Awesome show. Awesome dude. He does the music for Sesame Street as well. Yeah. But fuck, I can't remember where I was going with that. See? Sure. Oh, right. Oh, right.
Relatable.
We were talking about
crappy 100 episodes.
Yeah. Well, all right.
About sponsors and doing whatever you want. That was what we were mainly talking about.
Do you want to get sponsored by Sesame Street?
Yes.
Is that where this is going?
Geico?
Oh, I don't know where I was going with
this. This is sponsored by letter A for amnesia.
Do you want me to wear you like a puppet?
Well, you know what? So I think what I was getting at was we were talking about where we got the name from for Daddies the podcast, and I was gonna say I think that I'm glad my parents don't listen because like the name Daddies the podcast kind of came from my mom almost fucking Eric.
Yeah.
So
wedding.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Give me a pound.
Gosh. So Eric was almost my dad for a little bit.
I wouldn't make you call me daddy.
Okay, so then I was going to go after his mom, and then we were going to be dad brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
you said that was like taken by a Christian group or something.
It sure
like that.
was. It was taken by a very Christian
Yeah.
group, and I was like, I'm not going to fight.
And
Ezekiel.
we're pretty locked into daddies now.
Yeah,
but
this is who we are.
there's always a what if. What if we could have been the Dad Brothers? We should have asked them. Hey, how long do you guys think you're going to be doing this podcast?
Because we were the Dad Brothers like 10 years before they started that fucking podcast.
Yep.
But this is who we are now.
Yeah.
Do you ever so someone decides to jack your name, right? Like, do you ever worry about that?
I mean, there was somebody who commented on a TikTok one time, and he was like, isn't the name Bring Back the Magic already copyrighted? So I immediately ran to the internet and was like, is it? But it wasn't. There's like a Jimmy Buffett song. I think that's like something.
No, he's dead. You're
yeah,
fine.
That's fine. So he's not coming. He's not coming after it.
Rest in peace, parrot head.
But Josh was telling me, he's like, if you don't, somebody has to prove usage. So like, yes, somebody could start something, but somebody can't just because I never commented back to the guy because I was like, I don't want to tell him no.
copyright law is completely weird. That's why Disney goes after mom and pop things, because if you don't enforce it, you lose it. So they say, like, why is Disney suing this person selling stickers out of their trunk? They're like, because they have to,
And if they
or else they
do,
lose the use.
If they do, we just follow Taylor Swift's suit and we'll be like, bring back the magic, Josh and Gina's version. We'll just go from there. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about it yet. I mean, it's a great problem to have to worry about, but not really, because somebody could just be doing it and like has nothing to do with us and they just stole the name because it sounded cute. But ideally, when we're making money, we can like pay to copyright
that I'd like to do. I'd like to do that.
Same. I'd
like to make money at this.
Because it is
great.
us now. Like, I can't imagine somebody else having that.
It's
I
a
was kind of
labor of
surprised
love.
it wasn't taken.
We love doing what we do. I'm like, obviously, it's not paying the bills for us or anything, but we love the content, being able to do stuff with each other and push out all these different things. But it'd be like great if you could do this as a full-time job, because it'd be infinitely better than anything else. I'm like, I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
And that's what we always say too. It's like, obviously we both work because we don't make money from this. We did like one collab kind of thing, but we also made $0 from that.
I was gonna say, did you make money from that?
No.
Where did you put it? Where did you put it, Greg? Where's the money?
Actually, but you guys know it costs money because it's like your software. It's like if you do any promotional stuff, like it costs money. But I feel like, me and Josh hope we're planting the right seeds, that if this is meant to be for us, or if it's meant to be a step to something that makes money additionally, like that would be great, because we love it so much that, that's why we keep doing it.
Yeah. Eric's like, where did you get that fancy mic arm? Huh? Who bought that?
Greg's stuff is a lot nicer than mine.
Who bought that microphone?
So we we are super in the red with our podcast right now,
Hold strong, brother.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it is what it is, but you can't like. And Eric is using a 5 Fine mic from Amazon, and it's great, like for what it is.
Nothing wrong with it.
I decided to upgrade mine just because I wanted to. But like,
you sound wonderful. Just so you know.
Thank you.
It's
so
lush.
I will edit. I'll make the sound a little bit crispier. But like you guys, like I don't cut anything out. I cut one thing out. Just because she asked me to in an episode, because she didn't want to get in trouble for saying something. So sure, I'll go in but like I've done editing for other podcasts before, and they want
Mixed by Daddies. The
podcast was a thing, and then we just started doing too much that I didn't have time to do that anymore. But this individual wanted every pause all removed. So like you would be like, like it was super clipped. And it sounded like
Max Headroom.
Yeah. Just horrible. And it was one of those things where like, but some people, that's how they want their show. And I can't consume content like that.
No.
It just feels...
We're like you. If you forget what you're going to say, we think it's funny. we're like in the show, we're like, what? What was I going to say?
Let's see where this leads.
Or when we first started, I think our second episode, we introduced a segment that we never did again. And it was, what did we get wrong in our last episode? And then we realized that may take a whole episode each. We're not going to do that. Like you guys, instead, it turned into, please comment below if you notice us saying anything wrong.
Well,
and then maybe we get engagement out of that. Like,
we had the segment asking Alexa Disney questions, and we had like a song that went with it. And then we realized how dumb Alexa is. Like, she doesn't know anything. Like, she'll be like, I can't answer that. You're like, oh, for God's sake.
So
well, how about
You're
new
dumb.
Alexa too?
Yeah.
She rebranded. Who did? Alexa. She's got a new voice, and she's got. I signed up for the Alexa beta.
Is that for Pornhub?
So yes, so this is on Pornhub.com/Alexa.
It's Alexa Bader. Actually, not Bader.
Well, but now you don't have to say "Hey Alexa" anymore. She's just always fucking listening.
No, that's when Skynet takes over, and there's robots and
isn't it the case that they all are always listening anyway, but they're always just listening for that phrase, "Hey Alexa," and then once it hears that, then it opens up, then it turns on like another processor.
It's always listening.
So if you say something like, I quoted something about, I can't remember, like it was like suicide or something, and the ring came on, and I saw it did a red ring in the Alexa. What were they? The spots?
Like it got mad at you?
Yeah, it was pissed.
It's red.
It's
but
listening.
if it said, we can make that happen, Greg.
It was like Short Circuit when Johnny Five died.
I thought you meant it was going to give you like a high. hotline. I thought
Oh no, it did.
like it was
Well,
going to
yes,
be like
that would
alert,
make more
alert.
sense. Like, but then I wonder if it was listening and I could have asked it. Like, obviously, like it wasn't for me. I was
Right.
quoting something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know if it was that. But red wouldn't be the color that I would go to. I would go to something more,
Soft.
hopeful or
Amber.
soft. Right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Not bright red.
You said no words in front of your Alexa.
I did say no
It's a
words, so I had to
soft
throw
blue.
it out.
Mine definitely talks when I don't ask it for
Oh,
anything,
yeah.
so I get a little spooked about stuff like that. But see, Josh is the tech one of the two of us, as you learned from my mic check in the beginning. Josh is the tech one, so when we first started, the equipment we had, I was fine with. And then Josh like, nope, I don't like it. We have only
Look
ever...
at the evolution on our.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was real fuzzy and like hazy and the camera, so I felt like it gave me a nice filter, and then all of a sudden it was HD, and I was like, I hate this, but whatever.
I go,
But
yeah, we're going from webcams to I'm like,
only-
no, we're using Studio
we
Black
tell you we
Magic
don't
cameras.
edit.
Go ahead.
We tell you we don't edit, which is true. But when we did one of our bonus episodes in Disney, we recorded an entire episode, and Josh goes, trash it. I hate how it sounds. The sound sounds tinny. And I went, who cares? It's bonus content. He's like, nope, I don't like it.
It
We're gonna
sounded
do it all
worse than
over again."
Gina's sound check earlier. It was horrible. It was bouncing off the walls, and I go, no.
No, he goes, we're going to trash it. I go, but it's bonus. Like, who cares? And he's just like, nope. So I'm
And
like,
the
we're trying
other
to
one
catch
was far
lightning in
better.
a bottle and do it all over
The
again.
next
So
time was way better, by the way.
it was because we were taking the same concept and we weren't like repeating.
And
we
people were
weren't
more comfortable
scripted.
doing it. That's-
Yeah, they kind of,
What
because
do
they're friends
you-
with us. So they
What
weren't
do
used
you
to it.
use when you're out in the field, like camera wise? Do you just iPhone it
Yeah,
or?
if we're capturing anything video wise, it's
Yep.
I
either
have-
iPhone or Josh has one of those.
I have a Pocket 3, like
Okay.
yeah, so I'm like, I'll use that occasionally. I actually don't think I've put anything out through that yet, but I have
Wasn't
a lot
that
of
what you
content.
did? But didn't you do your tour of the penthouse at Island Tower?
I don't
was
know.
with
Don't
that?
confuse the issue with facts. That's
Okay,
ridiculous.
right. Sorry. Whatever he
Um,
feels happened is what happened.
no,
so
What we'll do is we have like like Zoom, like has like all the podcast stuff and everything else. Actually, a friend of ours, Ming, he does like some like different stuff. He was on a show called Comic Book Men, but he actually like represents them for like their different equipment. So he's like, this is what you need to get for this or that. I'm like, all right, well, he knows. He does a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, right.
And I got this portable little thing through Zoom. It's like has like a 4 input kind of deal that I can put microphones that are actually made by them that are pretty decent. Put it in there, has headphones or everything, and we can sit in like a room somewhere in Disney and
it is a
record.
little bit of a challenge though, because the distance of the mics, if we're all
Yeah.
too close,
And the
it's
sound
like
in the
they're
room. if
picking up
it's-
and they get echoey. Like the one, Josh made me start over because I was like, I kept hearing my echo, and I was like, I keep hearing. It's like, stop saying that. We're gonna start over because you keep saying it. I was like, I'm sorry. Like it was
Yeah, I'm a
bothering me. I
jerk
was like,
when it
do you
comes to
like
that.
this? Like it sounds like I'm super echoey. And he's like, all right, we're starting over. I was like,
Yes.
okay,
Is
And I
that the
punched her
Zoom
in the
pod
face.
track?
No, I'm just kidding.
Josh.
What?
Is that the Zoom pod track 4?
I think so, yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, and it's decent. Like it
It is,
works
yeah.
pretty decent.
We were
I mean, I'm on a live track 8 right now. You hear
Okay.
like my sounds going through my computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
we were using the Rode. What is it? The Rode caster,
Mhm.
right? But now that we record separately, like I got the pod mic USB, so I could just plug it directly in. Like I'm a musician, so I have stuff that I can
Yeah.
use to plug
That
my
makes sense.
mic in. But like this has been perfect for us. And then I just run everything through Adobe Audition when
Yeah.
I mix the sound. But honestly, like it's a fucking podcast. Like we've only had a few times where people were talking through like straight potatoes,
Yeah.
and like it was like so distorted that I was like, motherfucker.
Well, our old software, because we used StreamYard when we first started, and the problem was because Josh and I were like, I don't think it's StreamYard's issue, it was because me and Josh were at separate locations. So when we talked at the same time, it was trying to decide between the two of us.
Yeah.
And Josh, I mean, that was Josh's ear picking up. I didn't know anything about it. I was like,
It's
sounds fine to
giving
me.
preference to whoever
Right.
said, and you're
So
like,
he was like, I hate this. We've got to start recording in the same space. So Josh built us a studio, and that's the whole setup there, now. So there was like a convenience to being able to just come down into my basement and do it, because we would do very late night sessions and be like, oh, okay, like our kids are in bed, whatever. Our families don't need us. We can just come down and record at like 9 o'clock at night. And it was no big deal. Now, like I go to the studio with him and we record there, and it's great. We get all our content in and whatnot. But that was a big difference in the idea that now when we talk over each other, like, which is frequently, you will hear us both, as opposed to it trying to like, I mean, we're brother and sister. This is like, God forbid you see my whole family. We threaten all the time to do, because we're doing this podcast party coming up, and we keep saying like, oh, and we need to do one that's like our family all together. God help you all, because when my family is all in one, we're Italian family.
Gotta sit
it's
on
like
your hands.
like nobody's. I always say it's like double Dutch jump rope. Like when you're going like this and you're waiting for that part to get in. So in my family, you're just kind of listening for someone to inhale to take a breath, and you're like, I'm in. Like that's pretty much how it works. So that'll be an interesting episode. That might be our stinker.
That'll be through StreamYard, but StreamYard's basically the same as Riverside.
Right,
It's the same thing. I think StreamYard is
it's just a little more. It's more expensive.
Sounds
Yes.
like it. Josh picked it, probably.
No, I did multimedia before. So I did stuff like where we produced some shows, we did live streaming, we were like a partner on Twitch, we did a bunch of different other stuff. So I had like familiarity with like production work, and we had some studios we worked out of. But like StreamYard was always one of the better things to bring guests in and have like in and out was pretty easy, and then to actually be able to format the screen. So you could be like, okay, so when we do this podcast party thing we're doing, I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I already showed Gina, I'm like, it's going to look like this, this, and this. I'm like, that's perfect. And we could broadcast directly to YouTube. So I'm like, that works good for us.
Yeah, I feel like for us, we actually never tried StreamYard. So I know Jarrett Reddick from Bowling for Soup, we did a crossover show with him, and he loves StreamYard. Like that's what they used when they recorded the episode with us. But we tried Boomcaster for a while. Same fucking thing. But Riverside for us has just been like, it's just worked. Now, I can say if I took this episode and just uploaded it as is, it probably wouldn't be great. Like I have to do a little bit of work on the back end, especially with the sound. Like they have like magic enhanced audio, and you click it and everyone just sounds like a fucking like tin can potato. It sounds real bad.
Greg is our audiophile. He's like, which one do you like better, this one or this one? It sounds the fucking same.
So I'm basically the Eric, and Josh is the Greg.
No, it's funny because actually both of their
I
audio
also
is
like
pretty
hot
good.
dogs
Like,
and beer, by the way.
Yeah,
Eric and Greg's audio is actually pretty crisp, like where it is, and like you can tell Greg's is like it's this lush and it's like perfectly pitched and toned. Like
stop hitting on Greg, Josh.
So Josh and I, actually, you guys can get out of here. We're gonna
like we're cutting the screen off.
On my screen, I don't know how it is on you guys' screen, but I feel like it's like, or we could like just.
You guys go
up.
talk about hot dog and disappointment.
Yeah, we got other stuff to talk about.
I live for.
And Moonlight.
Daddies
you
after
sound
hours.
very lush, Eric. I don't know what Josh talking about. You sound very lush.
Thank you. I try.
See, I told you. See, there it is. It's got a little bass in it.
But you know what? That's the Fi-Fine mic. And shout out Fi-Fine if you're looking to sponsor anybody.
I'll use the shit out of your microphones.
No, it's got a good range.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only $49.99. So you know, you get what you get.
On the SM7Bs or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
like
that's what I want to get. Like that's my eventually mic. But
mine from Amazon and has a pink fuzzy top, and that was all
in the studio. So what we're using, and it's funny because I had these from like my previous work,
job.
And
he
I'm
stole
like,
them. Just kidding, he did not.
Borrowed.
You might be listening. Oof. But I had them, and I go, well, it seems like a waste not to use these. So I'm like, let's hook them in. And it's weird because you got the gain on them and everything else, and it's like you kind of got to dial them in, but they've been working pretty good so far.
I know a lot of people, they swear by them. I know when, I can't remember who I was talking to, but she was like, you have to only use those. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't think you only, like you can get good sound out of a lot of mic. Yeah, right.
Like
there's,
you don't have to only use them.
Yeah, but like some people are so like, you have to use a Rode with a Shure with this camera on this computer. And it's like, well, I don't really think that's the case also. Like some people are so, I don't know, they go on a subreddit and some fucking dude says you have to use this and that's what they run with. But like you can make good sounding stuff with,
I think it's your interface is the biggest thing.
Yep.
It's like what you're running through is if that thing's crap and it doesn't have like phantom power or something else to it, it's like, it's awful.
When we learned that the hard way with episode 1, we used to use Podcastle. Fuck you, Podcastle, if you're listening.
Bye-bye.
But Eric and I used to plug, we plugged both USB, and we had no idea what we were doing. We were both using those Fi-Fines. We plugged both USB-Cs into the Mac. And so then it started drifting. So we would record, and I'm like, motherfucker, like I can hear myself over you and vice versa. And that's when we understood the importance of an interface if you're going to do that in the same room. And I think we ended up going with like the Rode. I think that, or the Scarlett like one of the two. And like that was kind of when we realized that. But like
and it's
now,
hard to get them to work with computers though. Like a lot of those things, soundboards. It's not like when you're doing live sound, like a soundboard. I know we're in a weird top. Gina's like, oh, this is interesting, but it's like when you're live sound. If you're
it's like our last episode.
But like I used to have like stuff with like we used to have like this huge one from like Behringer, and then we had one from like Mackie and all this other stuff that we would go and run everything through. But the problem was getting it to communicate with the computer. And it's like it comes in, you're like, why does it sound like hell? Like it's like this shouldn't.
Well, or sometimes too, like Riverside will be good for. I remember we recorded an episode, and I was using a webcam before I got my MacBook, and I was like, why does my sound, it sounds so bad? Well, Riverside switched the mic to the Logitech Brio mic.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, holy God, it sounded bad. Like it sounded really fucking bad.
Yeah.
You sounded like you were this far away.
Because I was that far away because the camera was so far from me.
Yeah.
And like that's when but I think those little things, that's what makes the shows better, right? You make those mistakes and then you know what you're not going to do again. Like I know even when it comes to a clip on Instagram, I would put our logo, and now I know, okay, if I put it up that high, it gets cut off when you zoom into a full preview of the clip. So now I know to
practice
drop,
makes perfect.
and I don't take those old clips down, but I know, okay, like to have our logo not get cut off, I know I need to drop it down this far to make sure that everyone can see it.
It's like that on social media, like everything that I do, or I'll say to Josh, he'll make something, and I'm like, I know you don't do the socials, but you need to understand the caption's going to block that, or this is going to cut that out. Like you've got to be mindful of where positioning goes or whatever. So I understand that, like
especially captions. Like I keep like I always have to go in and redo them because like the captions. Eric, I don't know if you know this, but like where it'll have like the description of the video, the captions get cut off. And a lot of people don't notice it probably, but like I do.
Gina's always nice about it when she says that. Like, but I'll get a message from Gina. I'm like, uh-oh. It'll come through my messages. I'm like, she's like, just so you know, make sure you don't put things at the bottom
he
of
wants
the thing.
my input.
No,
he does not.
No, I
because
appreciate
the second I say something to him, and
patient.
you know what I was thinking, and he goes, and he gives me a face like immediately. Like
I'm like, just say you hate it. Say it.
I try to be very encouraging. I try to be very
No, but
encouraging.
she's nice about it because I'm like, literally, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about it. But she's patient, nice about it. She's like, just. By the way, make sure when you put things, it's not like, hey, dummy, you did it again. I'm like, oh.
You screwed it up.
I do try to be very diplomatic about it.
Do you use Opus for your clips? Yeah. And that's and so they're pretty good with their captions, but like I fucked up, Eric, sorry, Shay's name, it spelled it like shea butter.
Yeah.
Oh, shea butter.
That does happen to us. Like
we have to go in and we always edit.
I know, and I missed it, and I'm like, and I'm not gonna take it down now. So
that's all right.
But what did they say about Madame Leota in the Haunted Mansion when it was like Madame Leoba or something like that? We're like, how did you get that? I said,
but then
clear.
Like some stuff it gets really well, which is bizarre. It's like, but you knew that
you couldn't spell Leota, but you got John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Right. It's the same thing on Instagram stories. When I do my mini podcast, I call it on our Instagram stories. Today I said shameless self-promotion. I thought I was clear, and it was like shameless hell precaution. And I was like, I don't feel like fixing those, but if there's something like really off, I'm like, all right, I'll go in and like change it. Or if it's like somebody in my family's name, I'm like, I better change the spelling because they're going to give me a hard time about that or whatever.
It's very
but then
phonetic.
sometimes I go back and I look and I go, oh, what did that say I said? Oh, that's hilarious. Or bleep me. Like if you say a bad word on Instagram stories and you use captions, it will bleep out your word. It'll actually make the bleep sound and it'll put something on there. And sometimes I'm not even saying a word. It thinks I did. So if you fix the caption, it edits that, which is interesting.
What's that? What are those videos? Unnecessary bleeping or something where they'll like it's in movies, like movies that you've seen, and they bleep out a regular word and it makes them sound like they were cursing up a storm.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's
funny.
awesome, actually.
I like that. I'm a fan of that.
Fucking hilarious. I know Descript is apparently, I have a love-hate relationship with Descript, but apparently that's decent for clips and video. But like, I'm not going in like some people, again, hell-bent on uhs and ums getting taken out. I'm good not doing text-based editing.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
Well,
you
the
know?
whole thing
And
with
we-
Opus was like, it's just them finding the meaty things that they're like, oh, this is trending. I'm like, is it? I'm like,
Yeah,
you
you
just
sure?
clicked the same thing 12 times.
Why
Well,
is this A?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
like when we would do
I'm like, this
StreamYard.
sucks. This one is rated at 70, whatever it is
When
great.
we were on StreamYard, we would use them for the clips. And it
Yeah.
was great because we could get them like instantly. And so that was awesome. And my mom could watch the episode instantly. Now when Josh has to like load it in, it just takes like, Mom isn't going to be able to watch that right away because you don't do it on StreamYard.
She's mean about it. Put up
She
the
does.
episode.
She gets very angry. But I will say this, Josh isn't gonna like this. But when he was saying Opus clip picks the most like viral, I feel like all the clips are me talking, and I'm like, I go to post.
Because you don't stop talking.
But
It
I
just
go and I
only
look at him
gets
like,
you.
Josh, I'm trying to find clips of
Bring
like,
Back
you
the
and me,
Magic starring Gina. And also sometimes Josh.
Guest
which
starring
is why he wanted
Josh.
to read that book in
And
the last
Josh-
episode.
And Josh was there. And now it's dramatic reading.
And I heard that episode was the best episode you guys have done so
Yup.
far.
Yeah.
Was the book reading?
It could be.
Ten-
It could be
listen,
the dramatic reading by
The
Josh.
7 people that watched it could not be more right.
Now to reenact it, I will take this user manual from my microphone and read it to you guys.
And a dramatic reading of the Disney lookbook. There she was, dressed in her costume. Oh, shit.
Oh God!
All right, so Gina, Josh, people who want to check out Bring Back the Magic, where can they find y'all?
No, Gina.
All right. Well, we are on our podcast. Podcast is on YouTube and Spotify. Obviously, it's Bring Back the Magic. And then on socials, we're at BBT Magic Podcast. So we're primarily, say, Instagram. We do TikTok. If you're a dinosaur and use Facebook, I always say we've got a page there, just pretty much to like carried over from our Instagram. But that is where you can find them. We launch new episodes every Thursday at noon Eastern on our podcast.
And we'll link everything
Thank
below.
you. Thank you.
This has been
and
great.
yeah, thank you guys for
Thanks
taking
for hanging out,
Yes,
guys.
it's
That was
fun
fun.
hanging with you
Absolutely.
guys.